And in Brazil, it's carried by a totally different kind of mosquito, Aedes aegypti. Unlike the forest mosquitoes, it bites humans. And this mosquito can breed in a drop of water in a bottle cap. All of our garbage around our homes and in our urban areas is perfect. Just a little bit of water in those things, and this mosquito can start to reproduce. So this is a huge reason why Zika is exploding so rapidly right now across the Americas. And so it's exploiting, our flight network, and it's exploiting our urbanization. And this is going to continue because, of course, we're becoming an urban species. By 2030, the majority of humans are going to live in cities.
There's plenty of mosquitoes here. They've been with us in existence before we came in, over 100 million years. It's amazing how they were able to survive after mankind has thrown so many chemicals at them. If the mosquito that carries the Zika virus is flying around and happens to get blood meal from that person who's stepping from the airport who has a Zika virus, then we will have a local transmission, because now our mosquitoes here will pick up the virus and will start the cycle, and we don't want that.
With all of our methods and our tools, we can bring it down, suppress mosquito populations to a really low level. But it's like sitting on a spring. As long as our tools are working, we keep it down. But eventually, resistance sets in. And so then the tools stop working. So then it's like you get up and the spring comes right back up. So mosquitoes have been called winged bioweapons. They've been called agents of bioterror. And the thing that's so ironic about that, of course, people don't consider them terrifying. That's the whole problem.
This is a humanitarian catastrophe that's unfolding in front of our eyes, and I really don't see any significant global action right now.
I hate to be so dramatic, but this is the virus from hell that's stopping the development of the fetal brain. If we start seeing Zika cases, it'll be talked about in the same context as other Gulf Coast disasters, as the BP oil spill, as Hurricane Katrina. We have here in Houston the poverty and the Aedes aegypti mosquito that make it possible to see transmission of Zika. The immediate thought I have is, I've seen this before. I've seen this in the poorest parts of Brazil, and I believe the same factors are in play here on the Gulf Coast.
The mosquito transmits diseases that cause an estimated 700,000 deaths annually. So a lot of that is from malaria, but it also includes dengue, it includes Japanese encephalitis, and it also will include Zika. When Ebola struck Dallas, one of the things I said was Ebola will never gain a foothold in the US. Don't worry about Ebola, because this is not how the disease is transmitted. I'm not saying that here. I'm saying quite the opposite. Because we have this unique confluence of factors, those factors will combine to make our Gulf Coast extremely vulnerable to Zika virus infection.
The problem in South America is traveling fast. If we wait, once we have a case of microcephaly, then people will wake up, okay, now it hits home, okay? If I can save one life from getting a mosquito-borne disease, to me, that's success,
I think we are on the verge of an epidemic. I believe it's a matter of when. As we move into the spring and summer, Aedes aegypti mosquito numbers are going to start going up. There's some talk about small outbreaks of Zika. There's no such thing as a small outbreak of a humanitarian tragedy.